What's going on, people? I'm back with another reaction video, and I'm reacting to a few interviews I heard today in the aftermath of the whole Usyk versus Dubois. And a lot of people are disappointed with Daniel Dubois' performance. You got people like Derek Chisora saying that Daniel Dubois quit. And also, what was a big talking point was the fact that Daniel Dubois turned up at Wembley 2 hours before his actual ring walk. And in the opinion of people like Duke McKenzie, he's saying that's like too late for a fighter to be arriving before they actually need to fight. Like some fighters are normally there 3 to 4 hours before they need to go on so that everything's laid out in the dressing room. They can chill and relax. And the worst thing that you want to do before you go out for your fight is to be rushing and doing your pad work and wrapping your hands, and all of that can't be a rush because it's not good for what you're about to do. You're about to go out for war. You got to be mentally prepared. So a lot of things happened before Daniel Dubois even arrived at the stadium. Apparently his father decided to have a party. That's right, a party on the day that his son needs to fight Usyk. And this happened around the house. So apparently there was about 70 people that turned up to this party. Daniel Dubois was trying to rest, and he looked around the house and he saw these people, a lot of people that he didn't even know. Apparently, according to sources, Daniel Dubois left the house and then he came back, and there were cars that came round to the house to obviously pick up Daniel Dubois to go to Wembley Stadium. Now, to get into Wembley Stadium, especially if you're a fighter or you're official people going into Wembley Stadium, there are official cars that are allowed to get into the stadium. Now, apparently, Daniel Dubois' father requested that the official pickup cars allow his guests to go in those official cars, and Dan Dubois drove his son with their vehicle into Wembley. So there was obviously some issues now with obviously Daniel Dubois getting in because he was in a car that wasn't official. So eventually they managed to get in, and then this new party of people who came along, the security was refusing to let them in. The reason why the security was refusing to let them in is because like they're not official people at all, and apparently there were threats to the security, and what was said to the security is that if you don't let in all these people, then Daniel's not fighting today. That is what I'm hearing is absolute crazy now, isn't it? Like this is the day that Daniel Dubois has to fight. He's fighting to be undisputed champion, and all this chaos is going on. And I mentioned the word chaos, and this is what Daniel Dubois said he was going to do. He said he was going to bring chaos to the ring, but then he's had chaos created by his father, and that kind of put him in a good mental headspace to fight Usyk. Now, I'm not saying, and obviously all these people that I watched today, I watched Simon Jordan and Duke McKenzie was speaking on this very subject, and it's such a shame. And this is where I feel Daniel Dubois has to be a man and take control of his career. Spencer Furen was speaking on this whole subject as well, and he was speaking about his thoughts and opinion on Daniel Dubois' father, Stan Dubois, and how his father is a bit of a Joe Jackson, where he's extremely strict and very, very controlling. So that's the whole reason why Caroline Dubois, the sister, she kind of like left the family home and she took her career into her own hands because she just wasn't happy. And because of that, she is not in speaking terms of Daniel. She's not in speaking terms of her father. And Daniel Dubois, he's going to have to do this now. He's going to have to kind of like say, Dad, this is how I want things to be, and this is how I want my career to go. And if his dad cannot provide that for Daniel, and then he really doesn't have his best interest at heart. I mean, it's a madness. How can you have a party hours before your son's critical, most important night of his career? And I think it's a very selfish thing for the father to do, because at the end of the day, it should be all about your son, what your son wants, the people that your son wants around him, not about you showing off before all these guests and people that Daniel Dubois doesn't even know. And that must have really unsettled Daniel Dubois, having all of that going on. But because he's so submissive to his father, he's tolerating it. But uh, I don't know what else to say though. But please let me know your thoughts and feelings, man. I'm just really shocked at this news. And no way am I saying that he would have beaten Usyk, but he would have been in a better position if all of this drama wasn't going on. And the thing is now, why wasn't he staying in a hotel which is close to the venue? Why was he staying in his home and not in a closer venue? All of these things need to be looked at. Anyway, my little rant is all over now, but please let me know your thoughts and your feelings. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.